try to be a little bit more precise with the rhythm and the differences in different rhythms. Because they look a little awkward, but they are not suggestions. They have to be very exact. You have to know the score, the whole orchestral score, and you see how this aligns or not aligns with the rest of the orchestra. Because if you just do a little bit something different, then it sounds the same as everything else. He didn't want it like that. He wanted it to be not matched, right? So those little things. And then we'll go through a few other moments where you sound really, really good, and then at some moment, you just don't think of the long phrase or connecting a long phrase. Beautiful sound, but I hear note, 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 rather than a few spots, very small spots. Those are the places. So let's start from the beginning, because that's where the things with the rhythm are happening. Before we start, so I don't want to stop you too much. Before you start, you're starting it very distant, and a lot of people do that. Like, you know, northern snow, cold, not like Taiwan. And then there's this, it's very, very interesting, but you know what he says in the beginning. You know what the marking is. Do you know what the marking is? What is your very first entrance? Dynamic, mezzo forte, and dolce. Dolce e espressivo. So you're just, you can do that. It's your right to do it. Many people choose that opening, that type of a cold, bleak opening. It's your right. You just want to make sure that you are doing piano, freddo, and non-espressivo. So you're doing the exact opposite of what he wants. Okay, as soon as you're aware of that, you can do this. Okay, let's start. Sticking notes out, because I'm hearing some accents. You're splitting the bow. That's fine, but can you try to make it? Because right now, it's a very normal phrase, right? You should be shaped really, really like a vocal phrase. You don't let any notes be accented and sticking out and things like that. A lot of that has to do with vibrato, because you start vibrato at some point. You know, after the fourth, fifth note, right? But then I'm hearing a lot of then no, so if you vibrate one note big and others not, there's no more legato, right? Be a very homogeneous vibrato throughout. We don't need to go from the beginning. Can you go right from I'm not quite getting the triplet. You know there is a triplet, right? I'm hearing you're playing with the piano. Can you try to do a little bit, show off that it's not da 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 da. Early, just do it a little extra early. Just so that it's, oh, is she not playing the text? Oh, it's a different text, right? Weird text, triplet. And then, a little tighter after the rest. Well, it's not like before, right? more different than everything else. More drama. Okay, can we go from the same? No, not the same. Go from. Your 16 notes sound faster than the 32nd notes. Right? Go ahead. And then you play almost 16 notes, right? Can you try to have this a little bit more cantato? It's already equal. Don't emphasize the opposite side, opposite kind. And make sure that here and here they sound the same. Yes? Just connect a little bit more and be a little bit more strict with the rhythm. Super forte, so that then there's subito piano, because you're just playing carefully. Water, no, see, all of these are important. And two, and two. Right on the fourth beat, right? Also be very careful to not play sharp, because traditionally, right? And then make sure you're not high. You don't play sharp when you get to it. Don't keep it low. Same spot. Vibrate the last F. On the B flat. I'm hearing. Right? C sharp is not for that. One, go. Same spot. You just have more notes, and the notes are faster. Don't think, oh, I have to pick up the tempo, because I'm not hearing all the notes. He composed it perfectly. It's the same tempo of the opening part. Otherwise, I'm hearing blur, not every note. Don't go faster. Go slower, because there's more notes, right? Also, the rhythm of the open, right? I'm hearing. First note is an A note, right? Oh, you gotta give it some vibrato. question for you. How do you explain these dynamics? What do you think about that? And but for the same reason, this one, there's a lot of them, right? How about this? It's there. It's in the score, and none of us agree with that. But do you have an explanation? Are you going to just not do those diminuendos that are so weird? Are you going to ignore them? Do you have any explanation of why they're there? No. Okay. So they are very weird. A lot of people think that it may be just like very close to what they talk about Schubert, when Schubert wrote a lot of those weird diminuendos. That, you know, the famous Schubert string quintet with two cellos. The last note goes, and there's a diminuendo to nothing. Very weird, awkward things. A lot of people say that he just wrote in the score accents, and the accents are very big, and they look like diminuendo. I don't know if that's the case here, because there's just many of them, and they're written very big. But what I'm trying to explain is, if you agree to disagree with him and not do those, probably that's not a bad idea, because here, for example, you need to hear the little note. And if you do that diminuendo, it's just not going to come out. So officially, agree that you're not going to do that, because I am not hearing this, right? If you do it, that note will not be there. So play the note and don't diminuendo. At least here. You can do the very end, kind of a weird diminuendo. You can probably try to make it work. But these, don't do it. Simply because it just doesn't match what you have to do, what you have to articulate with those notes. So think of the small note, don't think of this diminuendo. Okay? Here we go one more time from this. Can you play that a little bit like a real eighth note? Vibrato. Ta 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 ta. It's on the album. Ba dee da 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 da. Somehow it's a little orchestral, quasi, right? Make a decision. That's good. I like off, it's fine. It doesn't say off, but you can definitely do off the string in big, powerful off. The risk here is that if it's off the string, you're going to start rushing a little, and that will rush your left hand. And the left hand doesn't want to be rushed, right? So I'm sensing a little bit of a... rather than just be climbing. I want to hear crescendo in the sound, growing the sound, not disappearing the sound and going faster, right? So be careful. Maybe switch to on a little earlier. Maybe start off and then go on the string when you start going really high. right? And lift the violin a little bit more when you do stuff like that. Because for the left hand, it will be a lot easier to go downhill to shift rather than uphill. It seems like by the time you're set in a certain tempo, there's a few starts and stops. You're like going. It almost feels like you are not stable, right? It's like go back and forth. Maybe do something, right? Slowly get to tempo, but not a few times, because it's kind of confusing. Just be more consistent with what you do, right? Slow, fast. And then I go, and I'm setting tempo, I go. Seems like, again, you're making decisions as you play, like a jazz player, which is not a bad thing to have, but I feel a little unsettled. I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, one more time from you. Sing them a little bit more. Cantabile again. Especially towards the end. Don't go, no drama here. It's just arrival. Arrival with sound. Don't get too tense. Also, when you enter, when the orchestra enters, bum, don't push because you always have a little bit more, you have more notes to play, but you play them a little too fast and you end up a little too early, so she has to move, right? Just play. Don't let her change that. You go around it. You can stretch it. Right? Just so that you end up with her without her having to adjust. You have to adjust, not her. Yes? Can we go right there? Second theme is really good, but don't forget the rhythm also. Once you get to the... It's good to have that ta-ta, not just... because then there's no contrast. It sounds like everything else. So do the da to become clear. You may have to retake, but... not just... It doesn't feel like it's, it needs that, a little drama in that rhythm. And also, affettuoso, I'm not getting, there's too much singing and connecting. This is a very intense second theme, especially when the octaves come. It's not just to relax in your armchair and enjoy. It's actually a lot of drama, a lot of unsettlement, right? So I would do a little bit more left-hand accents. Connection, sure, but maybe even with the bow, affettuoso. You have to be not relaxed. Can you try that? Right from the double 5 shots, yes. It seems like a measure. Ta-ta. Can you do it later? Still a lot of bow, but not so early. It doesn't quite match yet. Okay, so just like so many other places, accent on every note. When the composer puts accent on every note, they know that not every note can be accented like that, because they're not exact, right? So treat that like it's just left hand. Don't chop it too much. I don't think that's the idea. The idea is just here. The accents are in the left hand. Connect to it. Don't chop them so much. Diotan does that a lot, right? Every note, for example, it cannot be, right? It's the idea is that you emphasize every note, but not all of them separate beat, right? Because it's not happening. Okay, that was much better. Can we go? Oh, the place that I wanted to show is this one. You play that like so beautiful. 10 notes. 10 notes that are super beautiful, but there's no phrase. It's like the most tender moment of the movement, right? Getting to this kind of thing, connect them, and just make it. I know it's just an arpeggio. You make them one musical thought, not just notes. So keep going from where we start. The first time, maybe. Can you not slow down? Pizzicato. Down, same tempo and connect. Yes, so that the things are falling apart. Okay, right. It seems like you're just a little bit. Okay, every note has a dash. What does that mean? A dash under every note. For us, dash can mean two opposite things. If it's under a slur, it means separate, right? Portato. But if there is no tie, there is just dash on every note. What does that mean? Tenuto. Long, tenuto, and connect. That's what, right? So, and you're doing, usually for us that means a lot of both. So I would do, make it a super lyrical moment out of just the one arpeggio, right? Because you're going with the idea, that's just arpeggio. Connect it a little bit more. Use full bow for color. There's no color. Right on it. Just on the chord, play the chord. Exactly. And then you can even shape it a little. And then go to the high note. Okay? Do something out of it, not just notes. Very nice. Keep going. Fermata. I think the best way to treat that is just don't think that there is a trill when you play the top voice. It's very simple. So you got when you do that, no, the ear doesn't hear the trill. it doesn't know that you're not trilling on that moment. So you just play. That's it. Otherwise, it's too abstract to think. I have to keep trilling and do the tune. It's too complicated. Nobody hears that I'm not trilling that flash of a moment when I play. In that way, you're more flexible with the tempo. Otherwise, it sounds like panic. Yes? Okay, let's just finish the play that. We're out of time, but beautiful playing. Great job. Wonderful.